of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, one and all, for coming tonight. Quick introduction: David Haas, Frank Beasy, June Butler, Ian Silverman, Sue Horton, DJ Hoyer, and Katie Powers. Eric is not here tonight. And for those of you at home, welcome. If we may, we start with the public comment session. Anyone who wishes to make a comment, please ask you to just come up to the podium in respectful manner, and we'll cross-talk, yelling back and forth across the room. And just ask the comments be directed to here. Thank you. Okay, guess not. We'll move on to the discussion item. First item up on discussions is the 2026 tentative budget.
My first comment is that there's a problem because what we got the other day and what was in my box tonight, these numbers don't match. So I had items that were missing in this proposal, and then these don't match those numbers. I have no idea why.
Okay, we did go. This is the one from the last meeting?
This is the one that we got sent out,
Okay. It was,
but this is the one that was just in my box tonight.
okay.
So I don't know how you want to go through that, but I had notes of what was missing on the original one.
All right, whatever I used to send them out last night, the program that I used may have caused a problem. David had a situation on his receipt. Also, he was getting an error message on several of his lines. We went back through it, and this larger sheet, we printed up this Katie printed up this larger sheet, and numbers are coming out better. It was maybe my transmission last night that caused the problem. The book got sent out in the manner in which, what the program that I used to send it out with.
Okay, well then maybe we just go over the items that I saw that were missing and see if they're in the new one.
Please, you tell me what one you want to start with, Jane.
Well, I don't know, because
Well, I know these numbers should correspond on both reports.
they don't,
I mean, no, these numbers over here in this column.
they don't.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, what number would you like to start with, Jane? Budget number or whatever?
Well, on my original one, for tax collector, you had 2,700 in there for Sue, but there was another 2,700 that should have been in there for Lindsay.
What line is that?
I don't know on yours. On mine, it was 81.
Yeah, 81, I have counting equipment.
Yeah, so see, you have one $2,700 ones, but Lindsay should be in there too for $2,700, and you only have
Yes,
one.
I'm seeing it. Okay.
Hey, deputy tax collector for 2,700.
Lindsay gets 2,700 too, also.
What number is that, Kate?
That's number 80, that's the deputy. So it would be the tax collector. I don't even have that line. Don't. No, rent and QuickBooks.
I'm gonna
You're
keep
just
going.
missing it.
Yeah, we're just missing you. I don't know where.
It shows, it's in the printed budget, but not,
Right. Yeah.
Somehow it's not.
something I did.
So code enforcement, there isn't anything in there for the fuel item. And I think that's in the budget.
Yes, it is.
And then Water district, there wasn't anything in there for the tech, the 18,000.
Okay, we tried to split that and show one line for Rob, one line for Brett, instead of having that.
We had the
lumped together.
water manager and then nothing. I mean, it doesn't show only $14,000. What are you gonna do for that third person? The water district didn't show anything for contingency, which was supposed to be the $20,000.
What line is that?
You got the old one?
Printed out.
The tech would have been back up at 227, and the water contingency would have been 249. It's just like. And then I didn't see anything about the bond payment in the water district or.
There's water district 2. The only one. Okay.
I didn't see anything for DJ's bond.
It's, I don't know what I did that cut off information on this report. It's not that, why it did not chop with the budget that we printed down, I printed down. It's me.
Are we talking about the 650 bond? The 650,000 bond?
Well, highway is 82,585, and the water is 148,100.
Well, the 82, that was what the year payment was estimated to be
Right,
for the bond.
so I think that's in like the regular budget thing,
Correct,
but like
yeah.
not on these
Yeah,
sheets.
I'm with you.
I don't know if they're on these sheets, on the new ones.
Sheet
I just
meaning
have
the
the old-
budget versus actual sheet.
Right. So do we just start with which kind of the budget? Because I think that they're in there, just not these. I mean, I guess it depends on like what we want to look at. If you're going to look at the tentative budget with the unexpended or without the unexpended, where you want to start. And then just go through that and see if there's anything missing on those.
Okay, the only difference on the expended, the unexpended versus the expended is just on page 2, like the other pages 3 through 19 and 20 should be identical in both.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we're going to look at what do we think that we're going to use? Are we going to use
Well, that's,
unexpended?
I put 0 values in on the white sheets, just to show what the cost would be without any tax rate would be without any type of support money. Okay, just to use as a base of the cost. The individual budget line items should be identical at page 2.
Right, so that's what I'm saying with the unexpended, you're at 16.626.
Right, using 100,000,
And without, you're at 19.
right, the 19 was just straight up, no support.
So I guess that's what I'm asking, are we gonna look at using it or not using it? Maybe if we start there.
Okay, start with using on the expended, using the one with the 200, using the one with the 100 and the 150.
And what are you using for this numbers for unexpended?
utilizing 120 in the general and 130 on the highway. And that's what comes in at the 16.
1662.
Yes. Try to put the year-to-date in for each on each, both the yellow sheet and the white sheet copies showing comparison. Or how we didn't have the rest.
So your yellows are different, Jim, or no?
Okay, this body is, in the yellow is the same as the body in the white.
White. 16,630, so are we gonna look at using the unexpended balances?
I would like to, considering the ambulance we brought in.
You're talking about unexpended balances, what's the total that would be available?
Total, that,
Like, totally non-budgeted extra cash we have sitting? Is it millions or 2 million?
millions, 1,000,007. $1,007,000 and change. And then this white sheet is a quick rough draft analysis of costs between now and February with, figuring October, November, December, January, February.
Do you have,
Expenses.
do you have just to the end of the year?
Okay. All right, Frank, I can give you 3 totals if you want to try and add them up quick. Okay, for October, I figured out 556,795. For November, and this includes payroll, for November, 505,542. And for December, 343,400.
I'm just, what are you giving me?
Okay, these are the expenses for October, November, anticipating expenses for October, November, and December, based on last year. And
Okay, can you just give me the last number?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
No, I just,
343,400.
So it's $1.3 million.
that seems like quite a bit. Yeah, give or take. For it.
That includes bond payment for the water, the 148, and also New York State local retirement.
But we've spent, as of this spreadsheet here, which is through October 1st, we spent 2.2 million for 9 months. You're saying 1.3 million for 3 months.
That's on the high side of what it could be.
I mean, it seems, I'm not sure how this is calculated, but what I'm looking at is, we budgeted 2.96, we spent 2.2, and we have remaining 731,000. Is that? But these numbers aren't, that's my number. These numbers. Like, I guess let's drive those.
Okay, so next we pay you off in, okay,
Yeah, but how are we, the,
okay, that, all right, item I should hear an extra 200,000, figuring that we would possibly try and work the tractor payoff, and this is my draft here.
So this number here, is there more, that's
Well, on the spreadsheet, you say that we have 731,000 remaining in the budget. And you're saying 1.3 million? It's a $600,000 discrepancy.
Yeah. Is this really 186,000?
That's what's left. Okay, what's not in the budget is the Record Farms Road project that we added. We got $650,000 for.
But aren't we getting that
Reimbursed.
reimbursed?
That is completely reimbursed.
So that's a
So,
wash.
I think it might be good not to include things like that, that's got its own funding source.
Okay. All right. That's rough balance that was left.
The tractor payoff is also probably, what is that?
That was basically 50.
Is that coming from,
It's all budgeted money though.
it's all budgeted money? Okay.
All right, so I was a little too aggressive in putting the Record Farm Road in with this particular one since we have gotten the money already.
So is it 1.3 million minus 600,000?
It's still. Well, that-
Minus Records Farm Bridge.
We've already paid
well, the
300.
tractor's in there too.
Well, I'm just trying to sort it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, okay, on Records Farm Road Bridge, we got 650, we've paid out 389 and change. And I figured, for the two was, 240,000, yeah, about 240,000. Between, on the two payments there. The difference remaining between the 650 and the 380, I'll say 390 is is balance what we owe, but I figured in on these payments too, even though we had the financing for that. That's just,
When does that come?
we have second payment for Records Farm Road in October, and then after they finish the walkthrough and go checking all going through the contract and checking each item off, that may come probably in November, approximately. But that's up to them to make sure.
And then when do we get the money that was gonna be into next year?
We already got the
We got the
650,000. I think
That's
that's
what
what's,
we did commit,
yeah, that's kind of drained it up.
because that's how we were able to pay 390,000 first time around.
So the 390 came out of the bank loan.
Yes, sir. And then the balance will come out of the bank loan too. So I figured everything possible on this sheet, any possible expenditures that we would have, that's what I figured on this.
But shouldn't the expenditures be within our budget?
The expenditures for,
The rest of the year should be within what we have budgeted for the rest of the year, but it sounds like it's 600,000 over.
the expenditure.
So I'm thinking any non-budgeted items should at least come off of that. Just so we're apples to apples.
I was too aggressive when I put in, figuring worst case scenario.
Well, that's a cash flow. But we need that in the ramp anyway.
bond payment in the New York State retirement system, we're in the budget. Here also.
Did you,
$60,000 there.
so this is, so this one here.
Okay, no, I've got between the Records Farm Road project and what was budgeted on for the John Deere mowing tractor, we have like 57,000. $400,000 was remains between Records Farm and the other year's payment on the John Deere tractor. We're trying to get that knocked off this year in order to be able to save interest coming up following 2 years.
Can I ask you a question on this?
Please.
So I'm looking at that formula. Let me just pop out so that I'm right there. And if I go like this, I can just follow up and see. There's a couple that are like, did you mean to skip that one? The H 2000. And then there's 75.
75 is for these numbers.
So this is just budget though, right?
Yes.
And then the 85's 86.5.
86.5.
Like, is that part of the budget, the 86.5?
86.5 was part of the original budget.
Okay, so it's not-
It's different line. It's different items, John.
Right, but this is, in that point, that should be just the budget, right? And then, because I'm coming down, you know, I'm trying not to mess it up. That's what I get when I sum it. You know, that's going like that, straight up. So it's capturing everything up to them, and then do that again. And then this one, you're going like that. We're not picking those three. And then all these are,
Because those three are part of the, these three here are part of. That is for sand and gravel, correct? Yeah, sand and gravel, and that's for the cutting edges. Okay, and that is-
but they can't go over to here. They would come out of this line
Yes.
item of the budget,
Yes,
but they're not added in actual expense, so. You know, they're not in this summation. Like, they're not in this number. Like when I did this summation, I come up with that. But I'm just not, because I'm like, if that's our expenses, that's our budget. Here's our over budget, and that's our remaining, you know, it's just a different number.
right, this shows the negative number for over budget means we're under budget by that much.
Right, for this for the new year. And then TJ for 2-5142.1.
Sorry, repeat that line.
2-514.21. The actual for the snow removal one, personal service.
Yep.
Should there be money there?
Snow removal 1, which is our overtime line, we budgeted 48,960,
Okay.
and we've used 20,813.90. Given that'll go up, because you still got 3 months of winter yet to come, but.
All right, after taking out what we weren't gonna pay on one tractor and taking out the 2 record farm road, remember payment number 2, payment number 3, which was covered, those 2 were covered by the $650,000 we received. And then adding, and we were talking what was budgeted, we also have to add in the $136,000 that we paid for the ambulance.
Well, that's already paid. That's already paid in the actual, so.
Yes, sir.
So you just thought you'll be back in October, November, December?
Okay, October, November, December, I have roughly,
I'll give you that.
4.96. Left on the tractor. And and 26. 0, 2, 6. About 410,000, what should come off of 410 to 600. Should come off of November, October. Those are what your payments that I did. And then what?
Tuesday. Like these numbers that you gave me before, taking out 410 to get to there.
I was too aggressive with the numbers I put together. It was going too high. Projection wise. As far as what the cost might be.
So you're talking about your projections for the last 3 months of the year,
Yeah, I figured on the high side,
right?
employment wise and different costs that we had in 2024 and projected forward. And moved them instead of cutting them too low.
Well, what I was looking at when I was looking at these sheets was, since it's 3/4 of the year, that we've expended about 3/4 of each budget item on the sheet here. Things that were really different, I have a lot to talk about, but most of the items seem to be at around 75%, according to your spreadsheet here, which is what you would expect at this time of year. But I do have some questions when you guys are ready for some other items. Because what I'm thinking is, if we're over budgeting for certain things, we possibly can cut that in the budget and nibble away at it. If some things we might be under budgeted for. But if we find that we have extra in the budget that we're not spending, if we can cut that back for next year, it will reduce the chances of increasing taxes too much. Because we increase our taxes based on our budget, not based on our actual. So can I go through a few items?
Please, David.
First is Justice Personal Services. It was budgeted for 28.5. and so far we've spent 18. Is 28.5 too much?
Okay, that's,
A1110, justice. On the first page, page 3 of this document. Yes.
With, without, expending.
okay,
I don't know what you call it. It's the white one, not the yellow one.
Okay,
the white one and the other one are the same, from page 3 on.
so without unexpended,
Yes.
We're really just looking at
Just
line
looking
versus
at-
line versus.
Actual versus budgeted, and can we change it for next year? This one here. Oh, and here? It was hard to find. To cross-reference it to was tricky. See if I can find it on that. Justice expense.
Justice. It's line 67,
Okay, line 67 on that
Is-
spreadsheet.
18,000, and it's budgeted for 28.5.
Right, so is there any reason why we can't make it basically, assume that the 18 is 3/4 of the year and make it 21 in the budget instead of 28? I don't know, based on payroll.
Based on, basically, the judges for next year have decided to keep their salary the same. Okay, Felicia got to 2%, but her hours this year were lower than what they have been. And that's,
So do you anticipate that the personal services for justice will be more than, let's say, 22,000?
I think so, yes, based on, for the two judges, and Felicia. Again, Felicia is the variable, depending on how much time she has to work.
Okay, just asking.
That was from the justices themselves.
Okay. Then further down, town clerk contractual expense. It was budgeted this year for 6,000 and we spent 1,600. Do you anticipate that we're gonna spend 6,000 next year as well?
I believe so with the equipment. Sue, we're getting that new machine that we're splitting, so that's
4,000.
split between the two departments, right?
Okay, just checking. Special projects for law. The adopted budget was 35,000, we've spent under 7.
Okay, all right, that's a great variable there.
What special projects in law?
That's, I think, so if we need to expend.
And, Ian, do you want to care to?
Sure, so if,
Answer that way?
I have my base rate as well, but if anything's sort of outside the ordinary course of business in terms of litigation or things like that, I bill separately from that. 35, I think, is a high number, to be honest with you.
I mean, if we spend 7 this year, do we expect it to be that much higher next year?
We do have the outside firm coming in, David.
Is that paid out of that budget item or is
Yes,
it out
sir.
of contractual?
That is paid out of contractual.
Well, contractual is a separate
Special.
item.
Well,
It's 32,000. Do we need 60?
I'm sorry, excuse me, Ian's contractual, excuse me. Okay, but special projects would 30,
What was spent on, what was the $7,000 roughly spent on special project this year? Where did that go?
okay, for example, some work on Shoebarge, some work on Water District. Number 2, the situation up on.
Should water district number 2 be paid for out of water district number 2?
Well, for legal and for engineering, we used.
General?
For general on the legal matters.
Okay.
But on the Shoebarge,
And we spent 7,000 so far this year, even if we bump it up to 9 this year, do we really need to budget 35,000?
can't have litigation.
That's unfortunate.
Hey, how much did the litigation in 21 and 22 cost the town?
Oh, no. It was all the
That was
insurance.
insurance covered.
Are you sure it was all? I know the payment was, but,
It was-
They took the legal on that also.
I mean, how much was the legal expenses that the town was fortunate enough to have covered by?
$76,000.
So maybe we're heading back there, so maybe we should put it up to 70,000.
We're heading back up to where?
I don't know, but it's being sued.
Yeah, but just because it's being sued doesn't mean it's gonna end up like that.
I hope not.
I would not anticipate that.
Okay.
So can we drop that to 25,000? That'll be 10,000 out of our budget. And you still have the contingency account, right?
I don't think that's unreasonable.
25. You're not go down to 25? Going once, going twice.
I wrote it.
All right, gone.
Okay, I'm
I need a mallet here at the table.
1-4.
So change that to 25,000, if that's okay with everybody.
It just as long as we have to, if we need to bring it up, we need to bring it up.
Well, there's probably contingency,
The contingency on holding off for bad weather.
Okay,
Yeah, we've been fortunate.
that would be bad weather
that would definitely be better.
if that happened. All right, then contingency for general government support was adopted budget of 40,000. It looks like we spend none.
Okay, well, the only thing, we did you spend the 1651 because of the insurance, okay?
16,000
1,600.
$61,651
out of that 40,000.
out of 40,000, but that also covers highway too. The 40,000 is split because you can't have a separate contingency amount in the highway budget. That's why we brought it into the general budget,
Okay,
okay? And
since 2024 was 19 and we changed it to 40, then between those 2 years, can we go back to like 30?
okay, that's when I'm concerned about the weather on David, because of what happened with DJ up on 56 Road beginning of last year.
That's the 19 he's referring to.
Just-
You
just
used
one
to
shot.
always, Dave, to answer that question for you, you guys always did 20,000 for contingency, and highway never had any. And then when we decided to create a contingency for highway, in 2024, we put it in the highway budget, then the comptroller said, no, they have to be in the general side together. So we decided to match what you always did for general to 40,000. It's not a bad thing you haven't touched that, because that means you haven't had dilemmas come up like Hurricane Irene or, a 4-inch rainstorm in July, but that's why that money is there. So you don't hurt the overall budget that you projected for that year.
All right, but if we're not spending $40,000 a year in general, I mean, I don't know what the historical trend, we don't have anything further back from 2024. But do you really think that we're gonna need 40 in there, 20 for the town and 20 for highway?
In 2021, when we got that 4-inch rainstorm in July, we spent $23,000 alone on just highway contingency. That we didn't have a contingency line
So you
set
think
up.
40,000 is a good number?
I think it's a great number, yeah.
Okay. Not so.
Okay, I know, David, I'm very, very conservative on that.
Yeah, but conservative raises taxes, that's all I'm saying.
But if we, okay, the situation could look like, please continue, David.
Youth programs,
What page?
I'm on page 10. It says that we budgeted 72,000 but spent 39,000. Do we have to budget 70,000 for next year? Do you expect to spend significantly more than what we
Okay,
spent
we're-
last year?
Karen put that down there because she thinks she will try to bring in more counselors and hopefully we'll have it back at, so we can have more campers, students, campers at the meeting. So she figured, that's why she put the $70,000 down.
Okay. If we spent 39,000 in this year, is it really gonna jump by 30,000? Well,
Yeah, if we add more counselors, are we gonna,
$30,000 additional payroll expense? Do we have to do that? Can we be a little frugal on that?
like even 50,000, which will be a
No,
$10,000 raise.
25%.
What did you use in 2024 when you budgeted 68?
We don't have it here.
So that's what I'm saying, we adopted
60,000 under,
2025 based off of 2024
Because we had no numbers.
because we had no numbers, and now we have at least one number, and it's significantly less.
she did run low on help this year.
But not $30,000 worth of help, is that?
What's the hourly rate that a camper or a counselor makes?
Okay, next year it'll be 16 to 16.10 an hour, because the minimum wage was $15.50.
How many
It goes to
hours?
16,000, goes $16.
Each counselor would be 1,800?
No, I'm saying 1,800 hours for $30,000. So,
That's an awful lot of hours.
Yeah.
and that's just straight 1,650. That's the-
If we drop it to 50,000, that'll give her $11,000 extra payroll.
I think 50,000 would be too low.
Based on,
Additional pay,
How much is $10,000 worth of 1,650 an hour?
So how many how many counselors do you have to have per campers?
how many weeks?
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
believe it was it 6?
Like 5 or 6.
Five or six per counselor.
I think it's 5.
She's looking to, I'm sorry,
I
what?
think it's 5
Five
campers per
campers.
counselor.
How many hours is that?
600.
We're really gonna add 600 hours of camper
Okay.
counselors?
Okay, 5 weeks.
That's $120 hours a week. It's 3 full-time people at 40 hours a week. They don't work 40 hours a week, do they?
They do,
Close to it.
they do.
So that's 3 full-time people at 40 hours a week. That's not enough.
I mean, if we bring in more kids, wouldn't we get more money too?
I didn't look at the revenue side yet.
I'm just thinking, I think the reason we're budgeting 70 is because we budgeted 72 and then 68 without really having actuals. And does she know how much the actuals were? Does she realize it was only 40,000 spent?
It's almost a doubling of the budget. It's kind of unheard of, especially when we're really trying
And
to keep this thing.
there may be absolutely no effect, or she may even say, oh, I didn't realize I spent 40, I thought I spent 72, because that's what we budgeted. Yeah, it's not 100.
We should have those numbers for payroll though.
She knows.
I mean,
60, okay.
we're talking about doubling a budget, doubling an expenditure of what was actual. Is that really necessary? And these are the kind of things that we can try and make leaner in our town if we can.
Yeah, the payroll was 39. I mean, that's, yeah, same numbers here.
I mean,
Or what about-
as long as that number came from payroll is accurate.
That's what your team had to say.
I just think it was not, I think it was an error in our budgeting last year. I don't think we did.
All right, what about 60,000?
That's a 50% increase.
I don't understand the need for help.
There will be more counselors next
Is
year.
there gonna be a 50% increase in counselors?
No, it won't be 50% increase.
That's a 50% increase.
But the wage rate does go up another 50 or 52 cents per hour next year.
I think I'd rather just say the 50,000 and see what happens, because you know,
Because it's also gonna lead to future budgets.
we do have contingency and I mean, this year, I think that was the most popular thing to do a transfer from.
No, it was youth programs. They had surplus funds.
It's not that we're cutting a budget, we're actually increasing it by 25%.
But limiting,
I still,
but limiting her on the number of counselors.
Did she lay out a plan and show hours and wages and dollars, or did she, you know, how did she convey the information?
She just returned the form with the numbers on it, said I plan on having more, I will have more counselors next year. And hopefully we'll be back in Poestenkill where the camp runs better. And have, additional people and.
Right, and she still has $10,000 or $11,000 to get additional people.
It's a 25% increase.
So for every 4 counselors she has now, she can hire another one. It might be, I have a feeling she may not know the actual numbers. Did she go over the actual
She
numbers?
was showing me, the actual numbers were shown. Yeah. They were on the sheet for what we had this year that I passed out.
Are you gonna get an additional 50, 60, 70% in revenues?
I don't know about 50 or 60%. I believe there will be 30% with additional kids. I think there'll be additional 30% revenues.
So 30% of 40,000 is roughly $1,200, $12,000.
All right,
Or raise it $12,000?
I'll go to 55,000.
What do you think, Frank?
I just don't have the numbers. Does she have, is the budget, is her numbers, does the information she gave you, do we have it here?
It's upstairs. It's in the package I have upstairs.
From last week?
Yes.
And if we can knock 20,000 out of our expenditures, that will help keep our budget down.
I just think at 20,
It's, no. It's gonna be the last one.
Of course.
Or is it?
So, 5 weeks, 16.50 an hour.
no, 5 weeks at 1602 or 16. Yeah, 16. And as of January 1, the minimum wage goes to $16, $16.05
Yeah.
an hour.
And how much is a camp nurse?
How much are-
Is a camp nurse
$2,800.
plus 2,800. Okay, I'll go for the 55.
contractual
I just have a couple more things. So then I will yield. On page 14, what's the deal with real property taxes? I'm confused about how this is recorded, because in the adopted budget in 2024, it was 113,000, but then in 2025, it was 6,000. Is that because we added money from unexpended balances?
They have to reduce it, yes, sir.
So for the tentative budget, that's based on some assumptions.
It's based on, okay, we put the revenue in,
Yeah,
okay, and then that number is generated. That's fine.
as a calculation.
That's calculation. I do not fudge that number. That is a number that comes up after all the revenues are put in, the expenses, and that's a number that is generated and put in that box.
Okay. All right, on that same page 14, gifts youth programs was budgeted for 120,000, but we only got 64,000.
And there's money, okay, it's a little fewer kids this year, but there's also money coming in from Sand Lake because we split costs, and this year, I don't think it's gonna make 120,000, but
So what do they owe us?
we haven't gotten a bill from the Avon Park School District for the buses yet, so I don't have a firm number on that. I have to wait for the bill to come in, and then it's presented, and after that, we figure out, we have all the costs, the trips, the food that was bought, and.
So are we going to get money to bring it up to the 120,000?
Well, this year, we'll not come up to 120,000 from there.
So then for our tentative budget for next year, should we be budgeting 120,000, or should we drop that because we're not getting it this year?
We can maybe drop it to 110 because of what's going on.
So you don't even expect to get $50,000 from Sand Lake? Is that their share of camp fees, campers fees?
No, that's the share of the trips and anything special that was going on, based on the number.
So we already paid for the trips.
We paid for the trips, and they're gonna be reimbursing us for the Sand Lake share of the campers that went.
And how much did we spend on trips and all that?
$6,000?
Huh?
$55,000?
So they're gonna pay about half of that.
Pay a little more than that,
So we expect about 27,000 from them.
$30,000.
So we really shouldn't be
Last year,
27 plus 64 is 91. So we shouldn't be budgeting 120 if we're not gonna get that kind of money. If we're not getting that revenue, we shouldn't fake it and put it in the sheet that we're
we're
gonna
not taking it, we're looking for additional students, and
So the 120 is kind of like, if we get enough students through our marketing campaign, maybe we'll get to 120,000 in revenue. But maybe not. This is going the opposite way in terms of our budgeting from expenses, but it should be as accurate as possible. Probably around 90,000, because that's what our revenue is this year. Because do you have any basis for assuming that there's more students that want to come to the camp? Did you have to shut off registration because you were full early?
yes, we were.
You had to cut the students because of where it was. It was at
Oh, at the
Algonquin.
school.
It was
You
at
only
Algonquin as
take
opposed-
105 compared to 200 if you had it at Poestenkill.
Are there 200 students willing to go to that camp?
Well, we had to cut it off, or they had to cut it off. Yeah, some years that there were that many.
Because the school population is dropping.
They had 120 per week.
Anybody else have an opinion on that?
Okay.
So was our,
Go for it, I'm sorry.
was our income then in 25, the 64,000 limited, may have been limited because of the, we
Because of-
couldn't have as many people, is that true?
It was
So-
definitely an impact, yes.
So then maybe something less than the 120, higher than the 90, that's what you're saying?
100,000.
Okay, I'm good with that. Be more realistic,
That was the low one.
so we can do is
So two- This side.
that's all I have for now. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? Yeah, purchase of water, we have more water payments with the other towns for the end of the year.
Yes, we do, we have more things, yes. Those are coming very, very.
And on page 19, it has metered sales budgeted in 2025 for 123,000. Our year-to-date is 74,000. Are you expecting a lot more money in metered sales between now and the end of the year?
We're expecting a little more. We had the base rate, 610, as of the first of the year, and that's why I put down 147, it was a little higher rate.
Okay, are we gonna get, are we
Is
gonna
there a
get
billing cycle?
$50,000 between now and the end of the year?
I think we'll get close to that.
Is that because of the last quarter of water bill payments?
The average over the year, I think we'll come close to that 127. I'm sorry, 123.
We have one more quarterly bill to go out.
Yes.
We're at 75% of 100,000, not 123,000. So is it really realistic that we're going to get as revenue $127,000?
With a few new houses, I thought there were a few new houses that are coming online. That's what,
And the increase in rate?
I haven't heard anything yet from any of the towns about changing the rates. We were supposed to give a notice, but it's only beginning of October, so I don't know. Troy doesn't say anything until December, and
But in terms of metered sales, that rate is changing next year, right? The water rate,
we put the new water rate in effect as of January.
right. And how much increase is that percentage? Like 6%?
We went from 595 or 590 up to 610.
Do you know which it is?
It was 575.
Okay, so
It was 575. Okay, it was 575 up to 610 because of the increase from Troy and Brunswick that we had.
Basically 5% raise. So it looks to me like we will probably pull in around 105,000. This is 3/4 of the year at 75,000. But if it's not that big, if nobody thinks it's important, we can move on.
I just think it's odd to expect $50,000 payment for the last quarter when we've gotten 25,000. Or so on average.
75.
25
Right,
on average.
25 per quarter.
Just-
That's what I said. It's on track for 100,000.
You got a bunch of people filling polls?
Yeah.
Not now.
I would put a trip for that.
I'll go 115,000.
All right. So in order to figure out the bottom line here, we have to make those changes in the spreadsheet, see what falls out. We don't have that live right now, do we? The spreadsheet.
No.
Do you have it?
I've got it right here.
Right.
Okay.
I've got it, but I got some issues there.
And I guess then the $1 million question is, what does that leave us with the tax assessments? I also thought, using the unexpended balances that we have, we should think about how we can say we're gonna basically do our own cap on how much we're gonna increase taxes. And so if, let's say it ends up, we have to put in 250,000, 350,000, we have to decide on how much to chip in. And how much we should really keep as reserves for emergencies.
I personally think that we still are far ways off from knowing our actuals, our budget, and how much is in the fund balance. So I still think it's it seems like we have, I agree with Lou, I don't know how much is in the fund balance, but I'm thinking it's more than $2 million, and I think that's crazy. Yeah, I was just given a little space, taking the water district out, which means, are we taxing too much? Or
Yes.
And the idea of taking a baseline and then just throwing everything on top of it without actually knowing where we are is just very wrong. And I think we still owe it to the people of Poestenkill to get those actuals. We still have time and get them correct. So we can say without any doubt that we have $2.2 million in our fund balance, and so much is designated for general and so much is in highway and all this stuff, and then actually
Make the decision.
make the decision on the tax rate. But right now, I would feel, I don't know what the word would be, but I don't feel right. Picking a number, an arbitrary number, and raising the taxes to that point without actually knowing if it's necessary. So I'm thinking we just take the time and we continue to get these numbers correct and do it right. That's it.
Legally though, because we didn't make September 30th.
Well, we talked about that a little bit upstairs. September 30th is just that the budget officer, in this case would be Tom, has to present a tentative budget to the clerk, which has been done.
Yeah.
And now we're at the point where it's negotiations between the board and the original budget. So we're in compliance. The tentative budget has been received.
Okay.
Yeah, and we don't want to do it just because of a deadline. We want to do it right. That's all.
What budget was received if they voted no on it last week?
They didn't really have to vote. All it simply was is it's been, Tom's budget was presented, it's a tentative budget, it's been received and filed with the clerk's office.
Gotcha. Do we know how much of that unexpended is highways?
He said 120 in general and 130 in highway.
Well, if you got 2 million unexpended, 120,000 and 130,000 doesn't add up to that.
Okay. The latest numbers I have from Nicole what you gave me was, in general expenditures, 1,126,000, and then highway, 589,000, is that what you gave me today?
Do you know how much that 589 profited with interest that you had in T-bills this past year? Or how much of that was money made with it?
It should be on the highway side.
I asked that question because $40,000 in machinery two for 2026 is a roller payment. If you're making $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 in interest off that 580, why don't we buy the roller with unexpended and then shave 40,000 off the highway budget for 2026? If
I
you're
would,
gonna
I would
make,
like to get the roller also, but we're not, I don't think we're making 20.
I'm not saying you're making $40,000 in interest. What I'm saying is are you making some of that back?
We're making.
Probably around 15,000 ballpark.
Okay, so a third of that, $39,000 roller essentially. Half of it,
Or just use unexpended balances to offset a tax increase.
Yeah.
Pay for all of it.
Pay for all of the roller.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing, that's what I'm saying.
But not just the interest, actually use some of the principal.
Right, no, I was just saying, if you're making that kind of money on it, you can see a return in 2026, because you're gonna reinvest all of that, I would assume.
Exactly.
So, that was just my point with that. But if you have that kind of money in there, I don't see why we can't purchase that roller with that and then cut the highway budget 40 grand.
I would like to do that. But as far as the question on the unexpended, Frank, those are the numbers that Nicole gave me this afternoon.
This is 12/20/24.
That's what she's coming up with. I asked her for an unexpended, and that's the number that she's coming up with.
Right, Nicole's with UHY and she's working on 2022 and 2023 year ends, right? So is this what it was in 2020?
No, that's what she has right now. She's looking at.
I guess I just don't know where she'd come up with it. I honestly don't know. Like, does she have access to 24 and 25?
She has that bank access, and she has QuickBooks access, yes.
Have all the bank statements been reconciled this year?
The first, through June, January through June have been reconciled.
All bank accounts?
So
That's my understanding.
is UHY doing the auditing or are they doing I mean, I thought we hired Teal Becker to do 2024, 2025 reconciliation. And UHY was doing 2022, 2023 audit
And financial statement,
for 2023.
2022, 2023.
And then how is she coming up with, and I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, why is she even working in 2025?
I asked her if she knew what we would have in unexpended funds, and that's what.
Did we talk with Teal Becker and say these are your start, like, is there a handoff between December
ask Teal Becker for
23 to January 21, January 24? Because they're waiting for, I'm assuming they're waiting for the ending numbers of 24 so they can put them in front of 24 and then come up with good numbers for 24 start and then 25.
I understand your point. What's the woman doing 2022 and 2023 doing, giving us 2025 when we already have another accounting firm doing it?
So
That was
did
easy.
you ask Nicole then to help you with the budget then?
No, I did not. I told her we were doing budget. I did not specifically ask for her help.
Have we clarified with them that their scope is 2022, 2023?
That's what I've been trying, that's what I've been asking her for. I did ask her.
That's why I'm saying.
So there's like a special project for her to do this.
Is this really, did she do the whole sheet?
No, I did.
Okay, right. But are those numbers from 2020, is that her handoff numbers for 2024 start? Or are these today?
I would have to say probably today.
So she has access to our bookkeeping for 2025.
She has access to NNT,
Right.
because she had to dig that out, and she has access to QuickBooks.
And you gave her the list of T-bills.
Yes,
And all the bank accounts are completely 100% reconciled through June,
for 2025,
but not since June.
not since June, no. Teal Becker Shamonti would be willing to do that, but right now they're working on 2024.
So we really don't know what the actual balances are. If they haven't reconciled the bank statement with QuickBooks, if there are any errors, then we don't know about it.
Not to mention 2024, which is still open and unreconciled.
Right.
Like, there's a lot that could have happened, but there's a lot that happened between the end of 23 and now that I'm just gonna say the same thing. I think we gotta do the work and let these people finish, get the payroll in and see what our actual numbers are. And for me, I really would like to see the UHY and Teal Becker have, I saw what Teal Becker has for a scope of work. It was fairly clear. I've never seen what UHY has, and it sounds like she's all over the place. And it's not her fault. If we're asking her, then we're doing it ourselves. But basically, she should be trying to get 1224 numbers and do I'm sorry, I keep going back. 1223 numbers so she can finish those two reports. And that's it. Unless
She has the 2022 report done, and she's working on a 2023 report.
right, but then she's giving us numbers for 2025, which I don't understand. Unless those are 2023 numbers, which would make sense to me. But, yeah. But even here, this is $1.8 million in unexpended fund balance at some point in time.
So we should basically state what you need for our next meeting. Like accurate actuals.
Well, if we can't get it done for the next meeting, I don't think it makes sense to work in the budget. I say it, but
But it has to be done, so we have to
It
keep
is.
working on it.
yeah, or just do what you were doing, we just continue to go line by line and do the best we can.
All right, can we go over the numbers?
Sure.
So we answer them. Let's start right from page 3.
Which one are we using?
Doesn't matter, whether you want
No, I mean, with unexpended or without?
Well, in theory, there's a column here that
It
has
doesn't matter.
actuals.
Right, we're going line by line anyway, so.
Doesn't matter, it's set it around.
Yeah,
Says year to date.
So one came at like 19 and the other one was at 16.
I don't know. That number would be.
On your, this colored sheet, you have T-bill blank number 8 revised. What does that mean, revised? You have now quite a few revised amount.
Okay, revised amount just means that, money was taken out of that particular T-bill.
So you sold some of it early.
Okay, so the first thing we sold was the fire department, okay?
No, all I'm saying is, let's say you have a $100,000 T-bill for 30 days. What you're saying is that roughly 20 days, for example, you took out half of it.
When it came up for renewal, they're basically on 30-day.
Right.
When it came up for renewal, at the end of 30 days, I would take out 75,000 or 110,000, depending on what is needed.
So you just did not reinvest it into new T-bills at that point?
I,
Not some of it?
correct. A net amount got reinvested in, say if it was 150,000 and I took out 50,000.
You didn't take it out, though. You let the 30-day mature.
Yes, sir.
And then when you bought a new one, you didn't buy it with 100% of the amount in the previous month.
Correct.
You had to pay bills.
Yes,
Understood. That's what revised means.
yes, sir.
What are we doing?
So as of the end of August, when I ran the statement today for the T-bills, you had 2,361,000. That was at the end of August, yeah.
Not all that's unexpended though, because
No.
some stuff is current budget year.
Right,
Yeah, that's not really a good look at whether
Yeah.
it's expended. or
Right,
not
yeah.
expended.
Right.
It's just savings. What are we doing? What's next?
Oh, we're going line by line.
Yeah, just go line by line, I guess.
Okay.
I'm just
Alright.
looking at it. Wait.
Did
Pay
you
for it.
respond correctly?
I don't see. Yeah, Holly, we should get that.
It's on board.
No changes, right?
No
Okay.
change. Okay. Justice, I'm going by what they have requested. And again, Felicia, was a variable. They did not take any, the two judges did not take a 2% raise. They kept their salary the same. And granted Felicia 2% increase. Supervisor stays the same. Deputy supervisor stays the same. We'll leave 300 contractual for supervisor. Secretarial was just 2%, and contractual was 800. Pay for,
We didn't use that this one.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's zero, right? Yeah, no, okay. Do you want to continue the budgeting or anything, or do you want to, because we didn't use anything for contractual?
We have, there has been some software, monthly rate usage For that, I think we should still be $800.
But we
I did not, my error on missing that,
Okay, so there was actuals that we just don't have
it
here.
was actually, it's not good.
The actual is, 333.14.
Thanks.
Thank you, Katie.
That's on the spreadsheet. So who is paid in accounting personal services?
The county personal services, that money could probably be transferred down to contractual expense
Because there is no person doing that,
right now.
right? So that should be changed.
So we could, because we're talking, you said if Teal Becker did it,
Right.
they estimated between 18,000 and 24,000
For a year, yes,
for
sir.
the year.
So
But you're taking the full 46 and moving it
I
with
was
the
gonna take,
26?
yes,
I guess,
so cross that out here, and add it here.
So you're adding 46,602 to the 26,000, what you're saying?
yes, sir.
Even though Teal and Becker told you they can do our bookkeeping for 18,000?
I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, we shouldn't need the whole 46 and I only have 6 in this one, is this?
That also means you guys are taking the hard stance tonight that you're not hiring a bookkeeper in the future,
What are you looking for?
which I thought at the last meeting, your board members were undecided on if that's what you want to do.
We don't have anything from UHY, right?
Is UHY considered part of this contractual?
Yes, so you were trying to put a contractual, and she said you'd be coming back to me tomorrow with some type of, with a figure for monthly usage.
UHY,
Yes,
but does she know that, what's her
Scope of work.
scope of work? Yeah, thank you. Because she's an accountant, does she have a very specific scope of work that we should?
When she's done with 2023, isn't that it? She's done?
okay, I would figure that she would do 24.
Right, but how much is it gonna cost to do 24 and then 25?
I'm hoping to get that figure tomorrow.
I guess I still think we have $26,000 in there for contractual, which would cover if we go that route, which I'd lean towards that. $26,000 or 24 is a high for Teal Becker. Some number, probably less than that for UHY. And I don't know, I wouldn't put it more than 50,000 total.
So UHY is not gonna be done this year, you're figuring on hiring them for next year?
I have no idea, but I'm hoping,
Well, no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if they're gonna be done this year, you don't have to budget for them for next year.
well, we still gotta do 2024 annual report or audit and then 2025, right?
Yes, we would need their services.
That's what I'm thinking.
Why couldn't you have Teal and Becker do that if they were gonna be your
You have to-
accountant?
I think you have to have two separate firms.
You have to-
Yeah, I think the people
Yeah,
who
through
do
this
this,
process, but once it's all said and done.
how we can check.
It's
From what
only
I,
on, it's only through 22.
from when I talked to Teal Becker, they thought that they needed somebody else to do the audit. They said whoever's reconciling can't be auditing. And that's why I'm concerned when UHY is looking at our 2025 books, because they really shouldn't be looking at them because
Right.
they should
No,
be auditing.
I understand that part, I'm just asking, what did your bookkeeper do in the past? Did your bookkeeper here do both of those roles? Can your bookkeeper do both of those roles?
I always said the audit had to be outside, but that's just me.
It's just questions I'm asking,
Yeah.
because you're gonna make a decision tonight on not filling a position or hiring a firm, and we kinda don't know who's gonna do what moving forward, or who can do what.
The bookkeeper always reconciled everything, and then did like the regular bookkeeping, let's say. And then you always have the outside firm to do the audit.
And the audit was not that expensive at that point. It was just an audit, a couple $1,000.
Well, you're so far behind now, though, I don't.
No, but if it was a
If it
normal
was normal,
situation, it's not all that much for an audit, because they can usually bang through it.
It's more than that, Dave.
We pay about
We
$8,000.
pay over 8,000.
Okay. All right, but that's not 46.
That's my point.
well, we got how many years that they're catching up on? We got 23, 24, and then if they're gonna do 25, right?
There's time that has to be put in this.
So 26 plus 46 is
All right, on that 46,
$72,000. If you could spend $72,000 on an accounting. Probably can get a damn good accountant for 72,000.
on that 46, bring it down, make it 30,000 right now.
And what is that for?
That would be for to cover you which wise working on 23.
So the 46 would be 0, is what you're
No, they're
saying?
saying take that 26 and add 30 to it.
Okay. Got it. So
So that
then,
will cover both accounting firms. That's plan,
At 56.
$56,000.
I think it's 30. Okay, so
30 plus 26.
Where's the 40,000 that you gave, or you hired Teal and Becker for coming from?
That'll be coming out of that contractual expense.
You don't have that there spent? Or is that 42 figuring, you're saying Betsy and Teal and Becker only spent $42,000 this year?
No, there's 20, according to this, it's 22,391.
That 42 includes a payment that we made to Teal Becker already,
so the
16,000 and change.
so the 42,935 is not just
Not just
salary.
So actually, technically, you probably should have done a budget transfer.
Yeah, because you guys said, I mean, that's what I'm asking. 2 meetings
Yeah.
ago, we said we were gonna use Betsy's salary to pay Teal and Becker. That's why I'm asking, because this doesn't
It
add up.
doesn't show.
Yeah, it should have been a budget transfer.
And the actual should reflect that, even if it isn't a budget transfer.
Correct.
All right, so for 2026, contractual level will be 56,000.
And personal services will be nothing. So to DJ's point, so we're deciding now, we are not hiring an internal accountant.
You can always change your mind halfway through the year. If you find somebody that's competent,
Sure.
you better stick with the accounting firm.
To get this one done.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Could change. But as of now, we're deciding,
As of now, we need someone to get the reports done and check
so
out.
it's all contractual.
At least with the accounting firm, somebody quits, then somebody else is gonna take their place.
Yeah.
Unless the firm goes out of business.
Oh, that's true too.
Happens.
Usually the customer.
Kmart. Wasn't there a place called Kmart at one time? They were pretty big. Are we on to assessor?
Yeah, no, just catch out the word. Yeah.
Okay, we're on to assessor. We have the two salaries. And contractual expense is at $10,000 because of the possibility of needing extra outside work in case True Hearts facility comes up. That was the reason for that.
Do we want a budget for that?
Was that?
I'm saying, like, do we really want a budget for something that might happen?
I mean, as I told Tom, as long as,
You know, because
if we can pull it from somewhere else, I'm okay with that, but
Yeah, 'cause
I just, that's,
because if they decide not to do it, then we may have increased tax, our expenses by 10,000. If they do it, we're gonna have to
if
pay
there's
for
a
it.
sport for it to come from, if I need it,
Yeah,
Do we have a
Contingency.
I would rather
contingency?
have it at a contingency than
I'm okay with that.
Where's our
especially-
contingency? This
Okay,
would be
but,
Yeah.
in that area of general government support, where's the contingency line?
It's your $40,000
that's the
line.
$40,000.
That's right.
Okay, but Michelle, but other than, for example, work on Schubart's, you needed money.
Yeah, there was, I had it broken down, I thought somebody had it last meeting, so I forget how much, I wanna say, was it 8,000 was for the shoe hearts, I can't remember. So I wouldn't be able to, drop everything.
So if we put
There's
like
like 6,000.
Yeah, I mean,
2,500 or something like that.
yeah, somebody has it, I had it broken down for Tom as to what portion was the shoe heart.
Well, they've spent 1,600 to date, so 2,500 would be unreasonable.
Yeah, and then if something comes up and the project comes in, we'll
Yeah,
have
and
to-
that,
Yeah, that's-
as long as that's not an issue.
We could probably take it out of youth again. Them kids, they gotta pay back at some point or another.
Did you find it, because I can run up, I have it upstairs in my office.
Yeah, because you had training, travel. and
Yeah, so there
bar,
should be, I think, with the biggest portion of that.
4,000.
Yeah, okay, so it's only 4, okay.
And then the other
So, and I think,
10 was
I
on
think,
the
yeah, the one,
2026.
okay, because I know last year, I think it was, honestly, I think it's gonna be more than the 4,000. But we were just cutting it down to that, because I forget how much it was, like 3-4 years ago, and then, even then, that year, they said if it was gonna not be until the next year, there would be an increase, and now it's been a number of years since we first started putting it in the budget. So, and there was a big discrepancy when we did get, because I did send out emails, trying to get, estimates, and I was surprised at the gap in appraisal estimates, like, there was a big gap, so, I think at one point when it was like around the 8,000, that was like the lower one, and there was somebody who was like 15, so. So if you just minus out, because if you said it's 4,000 that I put on there, then if you could minus that out. Everything else I probably will be spending for training and the other things that I had listed.
Training, travel.
Yeah.
The bar and senior.
Yeah,
housing.
different association fees.
Yes.
So, what's the number?
6,000?
If that, yeah, I don't have it in front of me, I'm sorry, I didn't think to
No,
break
but
it down
the
today.
new contractual expense line will be 6,000.
Next,
Okay.
I'll just, yeah, okay.
Okay, next line, town clerk. We stay with what we have. Contractual expense, we are getting a new folder machine, a vote machine, and that's gonna be 2,400 for town clerk, and 2,400, or 2,200, I'm sorry, 2,200 approximately for town clerk, and for water department. It's being split between the two departments, since both departments use it for taxes and for water bills.
And we said we're gonna lower special projects.
for
We're
law,
going to 25,000, please, thank you. Engineer, Wayne thinks he can do it for 23,000 again. Okay. Buildings, professional services, 4,100.
Does that include that she wanted to get one up to the $20?
Yeah, I think that would give it some room.
Now, last week, the fire company mentioned that they pay that firehouse one. So do we have to keep it in our budget? They're gonna reimburse us
I have it,
in two places, income and expense,
so it's a wash out.
to offset it. Okay.
Any changes?
Okay, contractual expense. I said we go to 34,000 because of various costs that we've been incurring. And the covers. Tell me where you are.
Hang on, then, mailing, is that
We
right?
only take, believe it, 8,000.
So we spent 5,000 this year is, oh,
Year's not over.
right, there we go.
Additional there.
Okay. I forgot.
No problem.
Supplies.
Supplies will have to be 5,000. We did reduce it from previous year.
Yeah, it's just, we spent 2,000, so you were at about 40%.
I'm going 4,000. Okay, data processing, that's the figure that Mike has proposed, because we won't be getting much equipment this year, he's looking at a couple of laptops. That's why it's got reduced down to 35. And docking stations is one that goes with it. And contractual, up to 15,000 for software, his services. Okay, bank service charge, leave it 3,500.
Is that mostly T-bill
Yes, sir.
expenses?
Yes, sir.
Because we pay no other fees for the rest of our banking.
It's $2,000.
Insurance.
Insurance, okay, I talked to Greg Scott, and Greg said, figure 10% increase. So that's the reason for that.
For business insurance, basically?
Yes, sir.
Is it worth calling around for quotes? Next year sometime?
We can try them, yes. Nymer, Trim Road has been very, very competitive.
10%.
Association dues. I know too fast.
Okay,
Okay,
I think we're all,
all right, website contingency, website, $1,600. $100 increase. Contingency, we're gonna stick with $40,000. Street signage, down to $2,000. Control of dogs, pardon?
Okay.
Control of dogs, that's just 2% for Bob. And then $1,000 will give us 3 weeks in case we needed to use an emergency situation for storage and for a dog. It's roughly $350 a week now. Code enforcement, just 2% on personal services and clerk. Truck fuel, $3,600. Truck maintenance, $1,000. And contractual expense, $2,600, including legal services and training, in case you need to utilize any of that. Page 7, registrar, personnel services, $3,100. And the quote from Sam McAmbulance is $278,819. Okay, superintendent of highways, just 2%.
What's going on with the equipment line there?
That was my misprint then, and obviously that's not right. That'll be corrected tomorrow.
So year to date is wrong.
Yeah,
No way, it's,
Yeah. That's, all right.
that was my error. Sorry.
29,983. Error.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Let me see what it is over here.
Okay.
Highway
Well, 3 pencils.
I don't think I don't think we spent anything from that line this year so far, so you shouldn't see anything.
No, that should be a 0. Fine contractual, you figure 5,000 would be sufficient.
You asking me?
Yeah, you figure
Yes,
5,000 would
sorry.
be sufficient.
Yep,
Okay,
you're good.
thank you, sir.
On your spreadsheet, you have $29.98.
That makes more sense.
It's 20, it's 1,000 times too much, that's all. Slightly.
Okay. DJ, you still feel comfortable with the 26,000 on the contract?
Yeah, we can reduce that from 38 to 26.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The 13.3, we still haven't paid for the 2 garage door installs, so you're gonna see that jump up another 12 grand.
What's that?
30,000.
That 29,983?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Like that just goes through the spreadsheet. It's gonna,
Change everything.
just that one number, we say $30,000.
You're welcome.
Thank you, because all that other work on page 3 to 5, we say 30,000.
Yeah, wow, we're counting.
Yeah.
I think you put a comma where it meant to put a decimal.
Okay, street lighting. I stay up to 21. We're going to hook up with New York Power Authority, and we have a much lower rate now on the electricity. Okay.
So 21 to 21?
We're going to say yes, because of that lower electricity rate. Okay, veteran services, we keep at 4,200. Okay, page 10, youth programs. Youth director, That's just a 2% increase. Personnel services is down at 55,000. Equipment for 3, and contractual for 55,000. All right, historian, that's just a 2% increase for Linda. And we'll stay with the contractual amount for 5,000. We haven't gotten any bills because of her accident. And she's just coming home now in the past week or so.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Okay, senior citizens contractual, we'll leave it 4,200. Okay, page 11. Okay, zoning. Okay, first line is for this board. And that was the same amount. Zoning clerk is just a 2% increase. Attorney stays the same. Equipment will leave at just 100. And contractual expense, 700. Okay, planning. Budget 9240 for the board. Planning clerk is just 2%. Attorney stays at 10.
$2,000 for contractual or deal.
We can put that down to 1,500. Please. Double check with staff. Yeah, I think it's all of that. Okay. Down to MS4. Just a 2% increase there for Tracy on that. Community beautification. You sure 2,500 will work?
Yeah, we're
Thank you, sir. Okay, page 12. All right, state retirement, leave the same. Social Security, it's based on what wages have been.
Why is there no state retirement this year? They pay, it'll come at the end of
At
the
the
year.
end of the year.
Okay.
Okay, we should pay that like in December.
Got it. I probably asked that last time too.
No. Okay. Taxes are based on what salaries have been and the 2% going forward. Hospital and med is going to That's figuring a 17% increase based on what we're told. We haven't been able to get any other information back besides the preliminary 17% number. We're after them, but hopefully the beginning, first week or two in October, we should see more numbers, more solid numbers. But that's based on that number that increases because of 70% no in-town hall, no additional people are being covered. That is just
What insurance company is this?
CDP, it's through CDPHP through Brown and Brown. And we're waiting to hear back from them. We've been after them to see what's going on. So far, they don't have any numbers to share with us.
Can Brown and Brown get quotes from other firms?
Yes, they will. We're just waiting.
I've heard there's some other firms out there that are undercutting them.
Thank you.
GTM is doing the same thing. They're offering more.
So we're waiting to see what that package comes in. But we can figure 17%.
For the disability, should they be higher than the 2,000? Or have we paid everyone for the year?
That's what we've paid so far.
Like 2,500?
We'll go with 2,500.
Disability includes the family leave stuff too, right?
And Aflac,
It shouldn't include family leave because that's.
It's on
Aflac's in the wash
disability.
bucket.
Aflac,
It's part of the disability pay.
No, my policy, I have to pay it. I mean, it's up to the employer to decide on. Well, does the town pay the family leave part or does the employee pay it?
I thought the employee paid that.
I thought you weren't allowed to do that. I thought it was, because my disability exploded when they did that.
You know, I think that's all straight past there.
Oh, I wasn't told that.
For us regular people, that comes out of their check for family leave.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be 90% employee funded.
No. Nobody told me.
Your employees.
But no, you're not gonna tell me. I'm paying it. It sucks.
I'll say thank you.
Thank you. They won't thank you. Don't come to my shop.
Oh. Can stay away for a while.
okay, page 14. Please. Youth programs. $100,000. I'm waiting on you, Frank. You tell me when you're ready. I'm not trying to push.
We're doing 14. I know 14, okay. I feel better.
14, you just changed them in 120 to 100.
One 10 or 100? 100.
100. Thank you, Frank. Page 15. intact for the time being. The question is on the roller. We need to get more information. No change.
On the contractual expenditure, it shows here on this sheet that we didn't spend anything this year. Is that true?
No,
So that's error. It's budgeted for 86,500 and
as of September's meeting, we spent 78,991.74.
so this is wrong on this sheet.
Yeah. When you showed me your sheets upstairs, Tom, after the last meeting, you had the line items broken down, it just didn't add the total up for you for some reason. So I'm assuming that's why you have $0 in there. Because when we went down through each line item, fuel, culverts, equipment rental, yeah, I mean, we changed a couple numbers, but we were within reason of each other. It's just, for whatever reason, it's not adding the grand total of those up to get to that 86. But you did have all those lines accounted for.
What about the permanent improvements capital outlay? Is 89,000 as budgeted for 251? Is that right too, or is that?
That's accurate. That's our paving line. You're gonna see 140,000 in October's meeting.
Got it.
And then still have some more road work to do.
Which are projects that you did.
Got it.
We got 161,000 change left.
Any other questions on that one, David? Okay, page 17. Deal breaker again is insurance, medical insurance. Figuring DJ, hopefully DJ will have 6 guys in 2026. Two will be family, the other 2 will be single, and then 1 is on health stipend. But that 141 figure reflects that. And we'll see what Brown comes with, but tentatively that right now, that's the number that we figured out that. On page 17. Third item down, TJ did a great deal on going to auction and getting rid of equipment for 14.6, but we'll be coming back in, I'm sorry, for 12, was it 12,000 or 13,000 that you got from auction?
Yeah,
Thank you. We'll be coming back in, looking to plug that back into the 2025 budget on a budget amendment in order to get some additional equipment that he's looking for. That'll balance out from what he took into the auction to what we would like to try and add for parts or something, correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what you're saying. Okay, page 18. Thank you. Okay, page 18, contingency, building equipment was a 3% increase. Town clerk and deputy town clerk, 2% increase. Dig safe designee was a 2% increase. Keith, question. On the dig safe reporting, I know it's random and it varies. I know it's not much, but, you know, we got it down to 500, is that too much, too little, or what?
No, it all depends on how many people actually call in before they day.
Very, very, thank you. Okay, legal services, we'll keep it 500. Administrative maintenance, we're down to 800. Water manager, with a 2% increase. Truck maintenance, we're down to 500. TJ has got a deal on 4 tires, for new tires for his truck, so we'll take that out of this year's budget as opposed to going next year. Truck fuel, 500. Assistant water manager and water technician both got 2% increase, and there was a little extra money thrown in there to cover if highway comes in and does the work instead of an outside contractor. DJ was able to get a crew going this year a couple times, or at least once, and came in handy, very appreciated. Administrative contractual, knock it down to 7,500, and I moved some of that money down to reduce a bit, but also put a little more into repairs in case we need it for the water system.
Administration contractual, is that actual correct at $1,500?
So far, but we're also going to be purchasing a envelope folding machine, splitting that.
Okay, that's gonna end up here, okay.
Splitting it with the clerk's office, so that's the reason for that.
Okay.
Repairs, I bumped that to 23.3 from 20, because the system is getting a little older, and hopefully cover a little extra. Electricity, increased usage to the pump house, and then that was a reason for that. Lab fees, 2,000. Purchase of water, 140,000. Chlorine, $3,000. And then retirement, Social Security, Medicare, workers' comp, the other items. And then the debt service bond payment on water district number 1. We can't change that, that has to be addressed each year.
Are we gonna spend are we buying another $60,000 of water in the next 3 months, or is that?
Easily. We'll buy a lot of water in the next few months.
Then the bond payment, that just comes out of the water district residents, right?
Yes, sir.
Not the whole town.
No. Strictly water district number 1.
No.
Okay, page 19,
I got a question for you.
please.
So back on 15, our bond service for the Rikers Farm, last week, you and I had it at 68. And I have it at 58 for this week. Why did it change?
Excuse me, DJ, my eyes missed on that one. I was going to go down to a 20,000 principal payment instead of a $30,000 principal payment for 2026.
Okay.
Interest is almost 38,000, 37 and change. It would be due in August or September next year.
Yeah.
And we're going to pay $20,000 principal in addition to that interest payment. And we'll renegotiate at that time to see if we can get a better interest rate.
Okay. So you're paying 20,000 extra, you're saying?
No, we have to make the interest payment,
Right.
okay? But then we're paying $20,000 on against the
And
principal.
that added up together is 58?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess I'm confused on that.
It's a variable principal payment? Like, how does that?
No, then right now, we got a set rate right now. We got a set rate right now, and then the year, it's by anticipation note, same as we started with water district number 1. And then we're going to go back in September of 2026. We will go back in again, see what, if we renegotiate again, a little better rate, and start the bond from there.
I guess I don't understand that either, because it just seems like that would change an amortization schedule and we wouldn't know. Like, so we're pushing out the amount of payments that we're gonna make?
No, we're sticking with 20 years.
Then how do you do that?
Because we had the option of only having to pay interest, and then the principal was up. If we wanted to pay principal, we could pay principal.
So you're saying the bank or whoever it is was not expecting a principal payment in 2026?
No.
And so we were doing interest only for the first, that sounds like a credit card, sorry. Interest only for the first
That was
2 years?
First year.
Well, no, because we wouldn't make the next payment till the year after, right? So we would do nothing, no payment, no principal whatsoever for the first, it just seems like
That
it
was-
doesn't,
That was the option I was given.
It's not a standard amortization schedule for paying off loan. They're usually front-loaded for interest, but that's just because of the calculation. And then
right, but
it gradually
usually,
shifts to principal.
not a credit card, a student loan. But it just doesn't sound right, I'm just, like, if they were, like, if we don't, they didn't specify how much principal needs to be paid with each payment.
For the first year, because the bond anticipation note will go back in September of 2026. We'll see what we can charge, and then we can set, we can.
So in essence, we're gonna float the money for a year and then go back and
Hope it works out.
reborrow 650,000 because we haven't paid anything down on it, or minus the 20,000. It just seems, I'm just gonna say, I don't understand it.
That makes two of us.
Okay, going by what was offered by the MDT.
Yeah.
Do you have information you could share with us about that loan? It specifies all that?
No, that's not tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'd like to see that too, please.
I paid my mortgage, I did extra principal, it just shortened the number of years.
Right, this would extend the number of years.
I'm not sure what this is doing. Confused.
Okay, page 19.
I got that. Okay.
All right, page 19, third line item, metered sales. $105,000.
So we're lower from 127 to 100. Now, our year-to-date on the water should be, like, is it 275,000? I mean, that was spent on this. From the judging between that one and these two. Water district?
Okay. Signal.
Or is there money in another fund or something like that?
No, this is water district number 2. And because of engineering costs, construction costs, that's what it's.
That's what's left, so we've spent 275. Okay. Does that need to be in here? Or is it?
I have it on a separate line item, separate.
Just as an aside, do we know what's going on with the water district? Are they like going out for bid, or did we talk about this, or?
Okay, I gave a call today, and supposedly they'll be getting to us within the next week or so to talk and finalize and then go out. They're still planning on going out to bid in November.
Yes, I just don't know how to work it, so I guess we don't have any budgeted, so I guess.
No, sir.
Yeah, that's.
All right, that's what we have so far. Okay, out of curiosity, can you go back to page?
And go back to page 1. Oh, no, it's not gonna fall through. You want me to,
Oh, okay.
you want me to just change this color?
Please.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
That's fine, number 1.
I can change that.
I have a quick question. The money that we received from Rensselaer County for the Water District 2, is that in a different line? Or does that go into Water District 2?
That's strictly Water District number 2, and that's what we've been using to pay LaBerge for work that they've done so far.
Oh,
Where is that accounted for?
does that have to go in here or no? Is that,
I've looked at that on a separate line.
On the firehouse contract,
I'm sorry, say it
on
again.
the firehouse contract, you guys are picking up an extra almost $11,000 for the last 2 years that we weren't billed for the janitorial services.
Mhm.
So that has to show up as,
It is, so it helps revenue.
okay,
Yes, sir.
so it shows up as income.
Yes, sir.
So it's, I don't know how that works, so
And, is that
19,
1904?
1904.
It was,
A little bit, 1933.
Yay.
Half of it was the 35th.
Yeah.
okay, so that's tentative. I have work to do. Information. And,
So the next issue of discussion is the 22 annual report.
yes, sir.
What's there to discuss?
To allow them to give UHY, give the call UHY unofficial approval. And have to ever submit that to the state.
Okay. And then that'll be an interaction item.
Yes, sir. All right. Okay, as far as then, under action items, approval of the 2026 tentative budget.
Is that table at the last meeting? Is that, if I recall correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have to take a vote to untable it.
All right. Do I have a motion to untable the last vote on the action on the 2026 tentative budget? I'm gonna bring it back out for discussion and action.
Are we taking out,
We don't need to, I apologize, I thought you were talking about the state controller resolution. We don't need to technically vote on it. It's been.
Yes,
Okay, that's what I thought you
yeah,
said.
that's what I thought we were
Okay,
leaving it.
thank you. Okay, so the next item up we have is approval of resolution number 32-2025, authorizing the filing of the town of Poestenkill's 2022 annual financial report with the Office of the State Comptroller.
And that was tabled, correct, as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then we have to.
We
move
have to
on.
approve.
Yes.
And so moved.
I'll second that, bring it off the table. All those in favor of bringing them off table, come back out for discussion.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'll put this out again, the approval of resolution number 32-2025, authorizing the filing of the town of Poestenkill's 2022 annual financial report with the Office of the State Comptroller.
That's your motion, right?
Well, yeah, okay, that's my motion.
No, second.
Thank you, David. Discussion? All those in favor?
Long,
I'm sorry.
Councilwoman Butler?
Yes.
Councilman Brzee?
Yes.
Councilman Haas,
Yes.
Supervisor Russell.
Yes, please.
Does this need to be read? And can we just read parts of it?
With the roll call.
Resolution authorizing the filing of the Town of Poestenkill's 2022 annual financial report with the Office of the State Controller. Whereas pursuant to Article 3, Section 31 of the General Municipal Law, every local government must annually file the financial report with the town. File the annual financial report with the New York State Controller. Whereas at the bottom, whereas the town of Poestenkill has contracted with UHY to prepare the town's annual financial report, among other duties, and whereas the UHY has prepared the town of Poestenkill's annual financial report for 2022, and said report can be filed with the state. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Poestenkill is hereby authorized to file with the Office of the State Controller the 2022 annual financial report. I covered it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Well, it's been moved and seconded. We just have to vote.
Tom and David, right? You want me to do the roll again? Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Butler?
Yes.
Councilman Briseis?
Yes.
Councilman Haas?
Yes.
Supervisor Russell?
Yes, please. Okay, public comment session. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Eric's not here, so I'll do it.
Thank you very much. I'll second the motion. All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstained? Thank you very much, one and all, for coming to tonight's meeting.
Yes.